Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another speed build. Today I am doing an apartment renovation of sorts. This one, it doesn't look like it right now, but this little apartment, 17 Culpepper house, can fit 8 Sims. Yes. I decided for some reason that I wanted to build like a 100 baby challenge flat house apartment thing in this tiny little apartment, but totally works out. You will totally see. It's kind of crazy to be honest with you. I've never ever done anything like this before in my life. Really enjoying the vibe that I go for with this flat as well. It's very homey, I guess is the right word. Lots of yellow, so quite bright and happy, I suppose is probably a good word. But the idea is like, I kind of wanted like a Gen 2 100 baby challenge, or maybe even a Gen 3 when they've earned a bit of money, because this is quite pricey. Like, it's full of clutter. It's got a nice little kitchen for the size of it, and yeah, it's definitely not something you'd go straight into on your very first day of 100 baby challenge. But yeah, I really like the way it went in the end, so that's the important thing. It does comfortably fit 8 Sims. I've got 1 toddler and 6 teens or children. Doesn't matter. And we've got a bathtub to cater for the toddlers, so it's all good. They've got opportunities to skill up as well in a lot of places. I may have forgotten the potty though, so I will definitely put that in before I upload it anywhere, if I choose to upload it anywhere. So yeah, I'll need to do that, but I know a spot for it. Like, there's enough room. It's not like I'd be taking things out to put a potty in. But yeah, I really like the way this turns out. It's a very cluttered living space. It looks lived in. I made sure there was enough seats for all 8 of them to sit in here together. So you've got 4 on the 2 love seats, 1 on the cushions, 1 on the armchair, and then we had they are end tables, but those 2 little poofs from Tiny Living. I like the idea of them being chairs rather than tables, because that's what they would be in real life. And I'm fairly certain there is a mod or a replacement for it where it is just a chair rather than a table. But it's nice to have the option of both. So these ones are just tables, but replace them if you would like to. But I definitely wanted to give this kind of vibe of... I figure a lot of these guys are teenagers. The way I've got it going, there's a lot of like mugs for like tea or coffee on this coffee table. So I think a lot of them will more than likely move out at some point soon. Possibly is the idea. This kitchen is gorgeous. I love this kitchen beyond words. This kitchen set is by Renovation on the Sims resource. He or she, I shouldn't say she, I shouldn't assume these things. They have made a lovely kitchen set with that upper cabinet area. Has room for a microwave underneath those shelves, which is another perfect thing. It's got some really nice swatches. They're quite neutral, but there is some fun coloured ones as well. There's a cute little wine rack that can go underneath the cabinets, and you can fill every single glass cabinet with whatever you want, which is lovely. So it's a really awesome set. It's very new. It came out on the 2nd of March, I want to say, and I built this on the 2nd of March. Yeah, it was for sure the 2nd of March. Maybe even the 1st. Yeah, but it came out at the beginning of March. I built it that day. So that's how excited I was to use it. It looks really awesome. I've also used the under-counter laundry stuff again. I figure it's like a really nice way to integrate that into most builds. If you don't have a separate laundry room, it's great to have it under some kitchen counters. So yeah. I also finally downloaded the OMSP. You might see it in a few episodes, not episodes, but a few builds before this, but this is the first build I did with it. I've never actually had that in my game before, so that's exciting. But I was going through a content creator's collection of downloads and stuff, and getting some walls and floors, which I used a lot in this build. And it was just there. It was just the person that made them. So I was like, yeah, I'll download the OMSP while I'm here. Of course. But the decoration in here is cute. There's a lot of homey sort of stuff. I really like the kitchen, like the bowls and the pots and stuff, which aren't like black. It's nice to have a few different ones in there. I also got one of the Parenthood plates in the back of one of the counters because I figured maybe one of them made a plate with a handprint on at school or something like that. I mean, most children have, so I figured that would be a really nice addition to this place too. I have tucked away some wine on the top shelf because I'm sure a mother of that many children will occasionally need a wine break, or maybe something to impress a potential donor, as they are referred to in the 100 Baby Challenge. So yeah, that was kind of where I was going with the kitchen. I thought it was really, really cute. For the hallway area, I actually put a little study nook in here, as well as a coat rack. I put a few crates under there for the time being, but I eventually changed that to be lots and lots of backpacks, just for a bit of realism, because, you know, 6 school-age kids, gonna be a lot of book bags. So definitely used that. Also popped a little curtain in front of the archway, because I use the archways a lot in the living space here, just to open it up a bit more, and nice to have a little bit of cover on that one, because it is the main entrance. I do add as well a little activity table in here, I believe, at one point. I've kind of littered the hallway with a few skill building things. I think I tuck a violin in a corner and a potion table or something like that, so that they've got options for skill building that aren't just the computer, since there is only one computer in this flat. Desk space for more than one, but just one for the time being. I think, yes, now we're going into bathrooms. I've done 2. I decided 2 would probably be okay. Probably more like 3 or 4 would be ideal in The Sims, because they always need the bathroom at the same time. No matter how few Sims you have, they always need the bathroom at the same time. So that can be quite difficult, but for the sake of realism, 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms seemed pretty normal. This one is the one with the bath in. It's got a bit more clutter space, but that doesn't mean we've skimped out on clutter in the other one. I've chosen to do a nice little cabinet with all like the towels in on this one, and a nice leaning mirror because we had a bit of room. Whereas the next one is super cramped. We put our towels up above the toilet, and this actually took a lot of figuring out to get right in here. I once again used the shower stall that you can use in university dorms to stop the embarrassed moodlet from appearing if somebody is in the room with you at the same time. I figured in a build like this that could be really super duper important, so we gave that a try. So yeah, this is kind of the final layout of the bathroom, and I have a couple of shelves here that have the towels on up here because there was no room for like a standing rack in this one at all. And we got lots of like toiletries everywhere because, you know, can't fit them on the floor in a rack or anything like that, so you're gonna have to put them on the walls and on the toilet cover or whatever you call it. But onto the bedroom now. This is the what will be the mother's bedroom, as well as some of the other Sims. This is a really cool item. It is a top floor bunk for a double bed, which is awesome if you ask me. Really cool that is available. It's made by Around the Sims 4, as well as there's a couple of different options for this. This is mainly for use as a tiny living kind of helper out, I suppose. The idea is more so to have like furniture under there, like a desk maybe, or a TV and a couch, something like that, to encompass like tiny living a bit more. But for the context of a 100 baby challenge, it worked perfectly for housing another 2 children underneath it. And then we've got a toddler's bed in the corner. So in this room alone, we are housing 5 of our Sims, which is crazy. But, you know, 100 baby challenges are crazy anyway. This could totally happen. I've seen, to be honest, there's people that do 100 baby challenges in micro homes. So this isn't really all that bad if you think about it like that. So yeah, that's what I was going for in that room. Remembered at that point that curtains are very helpful. Curtains make a house very homey feeling, as well as just privacy. Privacy is useful. And this is where I added the skill building activities, because I saw them and I was like, yeah, if you're playing a 100 baby challenge, you totally want skill building, because you want those kids to age up as quickly as possible. So added a few of those in for you if you did want to play in this flat. Now onto the bedroom that I have made for the boys of the house. Now there's 3 beds in here, one of which is a bunk bed. The furniture set that I've used for all this bunk bed and stuff is also by Renovation, the creator that made the kitchen set, which is awesome. So that's cool. I've seen a lot of people use this bunk bed, so it's not one of those ones that's super hard to find. Definitely a lot of people have been talking about it and singing its praises recently, because everybody wants bunk beds in the game for obvious reasons. And to be honest, tiny living would have been a great place to have it, but it didn't happen. So the lovely people out there that make custom content have done it for us, and thank God for them. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have been able to make a 100 baby challenge house in this tiny 2-bed apartment. But here we see all those backpacks that I was talking about earlier for, I don't know, some realism there. Cluttered up the kitchen a tiny bit more. Figured a tissue box and using the shelf there for a bit more space was probably wise. And just adding some curtains into the guy's bedroom with a few lights as well and decoration bits. And that's us pretty much done with the entire build. I wanted to put that sports gear under there. I know that bowling ball does not actually fit under there, but it is going to. Because I figure why not? And for some lovely realism, a bunch of teenage boys are going to have a bunch of dirty laundry. So that is pretty much the build done, and we're moving into the screenshots now. I really love this build. It's super cute, but also functional, I suppose. Lots of people crammed into one big space, but I think it could work. So let me know what you thought in the comments down below, if there's anything you want me to try next time. And yeah, thank you all ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you next time.